Hi, and welcome to The Gist. As modern humans, we seem intent on keeping busy. But where in all this hustle and bustle can we find time to care for ourselves? While we hear a lot about self care these days, it can feel like yet another thing we have to do. But with a little creative thinking and by expanding our definition of self care, it doesn't have to be. So let's explore some ways of nourishing ourselves amidst our busyness. Physical self care is, of course, foundational to everything we do. Yet most of us are guilty of ignoring our needs, at least sometimes. After all, it's hard to juggle work and life commitments while still getting enough sleep and exercise or eating healthy meals. But thankfully, our bodies are amazingly adaptive. We can get away with skimping on physical care until we can't. At some point, especially as we age, our bodies start telling us that we simply can't carry on without proper and consistent attention. We might experience burnout or chronic pain, or maybe more serious health issues. But physical care doesn't have to take all that long, especially if we build it into our daily routines. For example, a healthy breakfast doesn't have to be elaborate. Popping a bagel into the toaster or munching on a banana while our morning tea or coffee is brewing takes almost no extra time. Some simple stretches and short bursts of walking can quickly add up to half an hour of activity. Sleep, of course, is hard to just squeeze in unless we have the luxury of power naps. Sleep requires time, around 6 to 8 hours each night for most of us adults. The trick is to change our mindset away from seeing sleep as a time waster, as something that's robbing us of our productivity. Instead, we can value sleep for the superpower that it is and harness its healing and energizing benefits over the long haul. Of course, mental health goes hand in hand with physical well being. Again, we don't need to go away to silent retreats or spend hours a day meditating. But rather than jumping out of bed in a frazzled state, we can start our days with a 10-minute meditation instead. As we're getting dressed and ready for the day, we can reflect on what we're grateful for. Or while we're waiting at a stoplight, we can practice a few minutes of deep breathing to stay calm and positive. We can also revisit what constitutes self care. We might think it means doing leisurely things alone, like taking a hot bath or going to a spa, but spending time with people who love and support us is really a form of self care. Not only do we benefit from their warmth, but we also feel good by sharing our affection for them in return. A listening ear for the day's grievances, or someone we can share exciting ideas with, or a good laugh with, is priceless. Dr. Laurie Santos, a cognitive scientist and psychology professor at Yale, also suggests that self care needn't necessarily be about relaxation at all. In fact, some studies she's examined find that hobbies or even challenging activities make us feel really good. It might be gardening or learning a new instrument or trying a new sport just for fun, even if we're bad at it. If it feels like we're too busy for downtime with other people or for hobbies, combining the two can help. Getting out in the garden with our children or joining a painting class with a friend or spouse are great examples. But at the heart of all these types of care is asking ourselves what we value in life. We become so focused on getting as much done as possible. But is this really a sustainable approach? And more importantly, is this how we want to live? Wouldn't we all benefit long term from weaving more joy, fun, and healthy choices into each day? We humans are not great at prioritizing long term outcomes over short term ones. Day to day responsibilities can seem so pressing that we easily put off self care and joy. But this is a perilous path. A fast paced existence based on checking things off our lists can leave us feeling emotionally empty and physically strained. So let's not wait for our bodies to get sick or our minds to reach a breaking point. By seeing that self care takes much less time than we think and can be achieved in various ways, we can bring more health, meaning, and lightheartedness to all our lives. On that note, wishing you a great week ahead and see you next time on The Gist.